I'm going to mess that up. I'm just telling you right now.
And I won't know the difference.
Yeah, I apologize because I'm going to butcher that name, Poznanovich. Miller at the line. He's been a welcome addition this year. Misses the first, but he's a good player. I like his game. I like the way he plays. He seems under control.
Really versatile.
Very versatile.
Guards multiple positions.
He's got length. He's got long arms. Misses 2. That's not good. Fort Lewis up 2-0 early in this one. This is a big game for both teams. And like you said earlier, you don't want to drop these home games. This is a critical game for Fort Lewis. They went 3-1 on the road trip last week. Long on that, rebound by J.R. Jones. Oh, nice move by Miller. That's another change in the starting lineup. Obi Agbin on the bench. J.R. Jones starts for him. Turnover there. Sekou Dembele with the ball. Malik Whitaker brings it up court. He looks to drive. He had a monster game. Nice drive coast to coast. He had a monster game against Regis last week.
Yep. And you wonder with the starting lineup, sometimes you just, you're tinkering throughout, like how are we better? Or maybe more firepower off the bench, like even out your rotation.
Miller with another shot, a miss on that. Good block out.
That could have put him in the hole early. You can't get, with the way we play defense, especially at home, you just can't get in a big hole early or else.
3-point play. Three-pointer by Chadron State there. Junior Grabra on the kick out to Miller. Over to Jones, back to Garba for 3. Good. One of the biggest crowds I've seen in a long time tonight. The people are excited about this team. Early timeout by Chadron.
Early observation. I think they're going to struggle guarding us. I think. Yeah. They're
because of team speed.
Team speed, just right off the bat, watching them. Like we've got a couple drives. That 3-pointer was results of them having to overhelp off of penetration, easy kick. Just in watching this, and we've attacked a few times. I think probably coming in. The game plan, I think, obviously you scout and you watch this team every game they've played, and you're like, what are our strengths versus what they do? And I think early you've seen us less passing and more attacking.
Okay.
So, normally we're, move the ball, again, baseline to baseline, but early here, we've been kind of trying to get downhill off the dribble penetration, which has been interesting, and it's worked. I don't know if they can stay in front of us.
Obi Agman getting ready to come in, or it looks like he's getting ready to come in. Obi really sort of I don't mean to say this is going to come out wrong, but he's sort of been the high-profile player on the team this year.
Right.
In scoring, rebounding. Nice job there by Chadron. But Josh Robinson.
And that's where we're tough defensively, because that pass was under duress. Well, here we go, wide open.
Junior Garbra is just one of those players that has just improved so much from his freshman year. He's pretty reliable, and he's not afraid to take the big shots.
Nope.
Miller up top on Patterson. Nice steal by Sekou Dembele. Pushes it forward to Miller. That's going to be a dunk right there. That's going to drive the crowd crazy. Miller with a big dunk. Fort Lewis up early, 14-5. Another miss by Chadron. Rebound by Miller out to Whitaker. He looks to drive over to Jones and to Garbra. Junior over to Whitaker and back to Miller. J.R. Jones looks to drive. There it is. Sekou Dembele pushes that out, tips it out to the outside, and it's going to be a foul on Latimer, Bryce Latimer, 5'10" senior from Stone Mountain, Georgia. 14-5. Got to be happy, right?
Absolutely. Good start.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't watched every game, but like that, I don't know why teams run side picks against us.
No.
It's just, you know you're going to get jumped off of that ball screen. Like, you just know. It's what we do this year.
Yeah.
I think Coach Evans has installed, like, a new defensive system, and you can tell, like, he coaches through the defense. But it's like we keep people on one half the floor.
Yes.
And if you're going to set a ball screen, you're going to get jumped off that ball screen. And if your plan is, I'm just going to keep setting a ball screen and let our post player be the safety valve out of it because we cut that next pass, like, you're going to turn that. We're going to have 20 more steals tonight.
Well, there's already 3.
Yeah. It's like, all right, you guys, you want to do what we're obviously good at doing defensively.
Yeah, just playing into our hands.
Just playing right in. Like, let's just go to a side ball screen, see what happens. It's crazy. Like, now we'll see if they adjust and start slipping, that screen and do other things. But
a couple of changes. Obi Agman in, Braden Carter in. Fort Lewis Carter comes in. He's a block crazy guy, man. Second in the conference in blocks. And you like his length down low. Miller over to Kinsler. Back out to Miller. Oh, what a shot. Look at that tip by Carter. Miller wanted a foul on that. That's going to be off of Obi Agman's foot. They look a little discombobulated right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Like they can't handle the speed. Right?
Correct. Yeah, it was obvious. Like first possession, I'm like, oh, this might be an issue, and we have much more intensity coming out as well. They're like, we're gonna just see how this goes, and that's got it to a 11-point lead early.
Robinson kick out to number 12, Nunez. I'm going to call jump ball. Fort Lewis. It's going to be Chadron's ball below the basket underneath. Oh, they're going to call that on Braden Carter. That's a tough call. It always amazes me that it's a very physical game. I mean, it's over the years it has evolved into a much more physical game on the men's side, and then sometimes you see these fouls and you're like, that was barely a touch.
Right.
I don't know what is different on this one. Obi Agman on the switch. So Nunez. Shot there off the mark. Good job keeping that ball alive by Phipps. And again, another miss. Braden Carter on the rebound. That miss by Robinson. 16-5, Fort Lewis up early in this one. And they have had an issue. They get out to these big leads and then they let those things slip away. We've seen it several times. Out to Kinsler on the tip. And is that, I mean, do they just get lazy, or what's the thought there?
Well, sometimes it's hard getting early leads to keep that intensity. Just, there's a natural kind of take a breath.
I think anybody that's played competitively, like I played tennis competitively, and you get out to a big lead and you just sort of lose your concentration, lose your focus a little bit.
Right.
And Fort Lewis definitely does that in some of these games. Isaiah Thompson in, also number 23. Ball's going to be kicked out of bounds by number 12, Nunez. 10 on the shot clock. Thompson out to O.B. Agbin. Kinsler with the drive. Over to Braden Carter. That ball is blocked by Phipps.
Oh,
nice block there.
well, we were fortunate they blew that. They had possession. I mean, there was a block. I know it was a shot clock violation, but they were in transition the other way and blew it dead. Fortunate there.
Miller on Nunez. Double team there. Nice pass down low.
Different. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's hard coverage because you're almost in the middle of the floor. So now you're pick and roll coverage. You're not set at help side. And our coverage was like, do I take this person or this person, right? Like, but it was a middle of the, if I'm an opposing team, it's okay to run ball screens top of the key. It's harder coverage for the defense versus getting just pinned deep on the sideline.
Well, the sideline's an extra defender.
Yeah, and we use it well.
16-7 Fort Lewis. 8 on the shot clock. Going to call a foul on Thompson. It's going to be on Raul Nunez. We call that before the shot. Going to have a timeout on the court. Again, I always got to ask you, what are you going to be saying in the timeout huddle to the players if you're Coach Petrak, and then if you're Coach Pabin, what are you telling Chadron?
I think for Bob, I'm watching our huddle, like Coach Evans is, like we lost our secondary coverage off a couple of those ball screens that were up higher, which I'm sure he's probably addressing. But I don't know, we're doing a pretty good job defensively. I would just say don't foul. Well, like they're going to kind of isolate and try to attack off of isolations. You can see that. On the Chadron side, would probably say like we have to do a better job of not getting so high up on people on the perimeter because they're getting beat off the dribble.
Okay.
Personnel-wise, if you have a great shooter, obviously you got to close that space. But if you're guarding drivers, make them be contested. Make them take contested outside shots. Like right now they're guarding everybody kind of the same, and you got to adjust quickly. First long time out here of, hey, we can't guard everybody that hard because we're getting beat, and now our help side's having to come, and we're giving up. That's how they've given up a couple open threes.
Well, and literally everybody on the floor for Fort Lewis can score.
Right.
Everybody.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, I'd have to go back and look. I don't think there's been any player on Fort Lewis that has not had a career high of less than 25 points. It's going to be Fort Lewis ball. Wild shot there by Latimer.
And that's why you can't get into scramble mode.
Right.
Once you give up early penetration and your defense is recovering, then you're in trouble. Because then with a team with everyone that can score, like once you start trying to recover, you're in trouble.
O.B. Agbin with the short 18-footer there. I'm going to call a foul on Kinsler. He gets a little animated after some of the calls, which just goes to show his intensity. Kinsler from Philly, but transfer from West Virginia State. Oh, that was off his hip dribble, right? They missed that. Up top, Latimer against Obi Agbin. Screen by Jenkins. Loose screen. That should have been over the back there. 32. Jenkins, John Jenkins. That's my uncle's name. You better remember that one.
Say that again?
John Jenkins.
John Jenkins?
Yeah. All right, Junior Garbara back in. And Armando Miller out for Fort Lewis. Miller just a sophomore from Littleton Valor Christian. Braden Carter up top takes a three. That's going to be short. Don't usually see him take many threes.
I'm sure they were probably okay with that.
Well, that hit the shot clock, so that's not going to count. I've been to a couple practices, and Coach Evans is like this defensive specialist guy, right? I mean, that's
it's his forte. It's what he's done for forever, and
it shows. I mean, good defense. At Fort Lewis, number 2 in defense, 70 points a game, given up. Chadron 78 points a game, 13th in the conference. Look at Thompson just back down low on number 23, Peterson. No answer there.
No.
For size.
Mismatch, yeah.
Drive there, nice drive, a little wild on the shot. Sekou Dembele with the rebound. Junior Garbra pushes it up. For Fort Lewis over to Obi for a three-pointer. Good. Nothing but net on that. Obi sort of dominates for Fort Lewis the statistical categories. Not that he's any better than anybody else, but 14 points a game, in and out for Chadron. 44% from the field for Obi, 18th in the conference. It's like a team of superstars without one player that, it's not like a Riniker or somebody like that, right?
I've been waiting for the other team to get a run. But the other team,
and they're going to really have to show up their transition D.
Yeah, I don't know if that's possible, right? Junior Garber at the line. I mean, you just can't. Speed is tough to do, right?
No, yeah. And the speed at which guys this could get ugly. You can't do anything as a coach or assistant, whatever, if you're not playing hard. Right. And they're just like, I'm not sure if we're really into this one tonight. Like that, just reading body language. Body language screams a lot.
And is that
just,
is that like a self-defeatism coming in, or is it?
Yeah, I don't know why. And then, unless you get a run here and get back into it. But just right from the beginning, it was kind of a lot of walking around and not communicating. You could see. You're like, well, if with Fort Lewis, like at home, coming off a weekend split, like was hungry to
I don't
put the foot on the gas. And
you sort of expected a tough game from Regis, but nice shot there by Obi off the heel. But that UCCS game was really a shocker, quite frankly.
Yeah.
That was a game that they should have easily won. 3-point there, in and out. Obi with the rebound. He's going to push out up the court. Ooh, Whitaker open down low against Robinson. Nice little left-handed shot, comes up short. Over to Patterson. And then back to Latimer. Guarded by Whitaker, nice pass off there, but turnover by Robinson. 4 turnovers already for Chadron. Do you look to change what you're doing? I mean, do you look to go, oh, well, nice inlet pass there by Sekou Dembele. Do you look to go, God, do we change it up? Maybe we go to a zone to trying.
You got
to try different things, right?
You got to do. I mean, you want to switch up a little bit. It probably not. You don't want to change everything of who you are. That's kind of telling your team like we just can't. It's kind of hard to say. Just you almost you got to do what you do better and do it with some intensity and passion.
Patterson on the 3 there. They are 3 of 17 from the field, just 17.6%, and that's going to be a foul on Patterson on the floor. 16 fouls.
If you want, I pointed out there because I'm like, watch them come off the floor.
Okay.
Like not one, no player, right? It was all like kind of blame game. Like, oh, that's on me, that's on you. Like not one player. There wasn't one high five. There wasn't one like, tap on the butt or just, hey, it's all right, you got this, or we're okay. Like no one's. They're just
flat. They're flat.
They're flat. The coach is pissed.
Yeah.
And it's like the players are. This is what I'm saying. This is a bad recipe for Chadron right now.
Yeah.
Because we're focused and playing hard and playing together, and they're just going through the motions and not trying to be together. And I'm not surprised it's 26-10.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to keep harping on it, but it's going to get worse. Unless we start playing worse, like this is going to get worse more.
On the court for Fort Lewis, we have Tristan Hurdle, first time tonight. Whitaker, J.R. Jones, Junior Garbra, and Sekou Dembele. And again, you just substitute these players and you don't really lose team speed or lose scoring.
Right.
Dembele out to Junior Garbra, screened by Whitaker. Whitaker down low to Sekou Dembele, easy put in for that really uncontested down low. I mean, nice inlet pass to Sekou Dembele. Big deficit early in this one, 28-10. Off on that. Rebound. Steal by Dembele. This is going to be, a little bit too late on that pass, right? Missed on the 3, let it go out of bounds, Tristan Hurdle. Got these things turned up a little high, man. My ears are getting blasted with a big crowd here tonight. Just pull the microphone a little bit closer to my mouth, I guess. J.R. Jones with the ball up top, over to Whitaker. Over to Hurdle. Good ball movement. Tried to get the ball down low to Dembele. Nice steal by Chadron. It's going to be a foul on Whitaker, I believe, and that's going to be on number 2, Bryce Latimer. It's going to be a shooting foul, just Fort Lewis's 4th foul. 6 fouls for Chadron. I'm like, where is my stats? I'm looking at the wrong. There we go. Bryce Latimer, 83% shooter on the line. All of that for that little statistic, right? 28-11. Fort Lewis looking very good here early in this contest. Off the heel of the rim, Miller with the rebound. Over to Hurdle. Oh, nice pass by Dembele. Came off of Miller. Just couldn't get the handle on that ball and on the layup. I like that cut. I like slashing players.
Yeah, a little give and go.
Yeah.
Movement. Always make the defense, make yourself hard to guard.
Right.
The Steph Curry special.
Steph Curry and
Make yourself hard to guard.
Aaron Gordon for the Nuggets is another one that's always cutting to the basket.
Right.
Yeah. 3-point play there. 3-pointer, I should say. 28-14. Largest lead, 26-7 by Fort Lewis. 8:05 of the first quarter. First period, I should say. Junior Garbra with a 3. Tried to answer there. Couldn't get it to fall. A turnover. That's an example right there of the team speed by Fort Lewis. Back out to Hurdle, over to Jones as he drives. And good. First points of the night for Jones. Fort Lewis comes in, like I said, first in steals. 9 steals a game for Fort Lewis. That's a nice shot there.
I've been watching. That seems almost low.
9? I know,
yeah,
right?
Right, it does.
Yeah, well. Show me a statistic, I'll show you a lie, is what my friend always said. Agben averages almost 2 a game. Jones almost 2 a game. Whitaker almost 2 a game. Kinsler a little over 1 a game. Multiple players getting a lot of steals. Chadron with the ball down low. Peterson to take the ball out of bounds for Chadron. Isaiah Thompson comes in along with Braden Carter. Jones out for Fort Lewis. Huge crowd tonight.
Yeah, it's great to see.
Fort Lewis, I mentioned this in the women's game, Fort Lewis winning the attendance battle in the RMAC. Easily #1 team for attendance. Nice pass there. Phipps on the drive and layup over Carter. 19 for them, 30 for us. Cut into that lead a little bit. It was a 19-point lead at one time, down to 11. Over to Garbra, up and in, nice drive, and 1. Took one on the noggin. It's going to be on Phipps, #20. Going to be his first.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
I didn't hit him on the arm.
Right.
Like, true, you didn't. You know, you clobbered him upside the head, but yeah, you didn't hit him. You didn't get him on the wrist.
I did a state championship football game, and there was a block in the back at the 50-yard line, right on a touchdown run. The blocks him in the back immediately. His hands goes up like I didn't touch him.
Sure, yeah.
You always love that. It's a dead giveaway. If the guy wouldn't have done that,
right,
I would have called it anyway, but it's just more obvious.
Right.
It's like, oh, I didn't foul him. How did I get a foul there? Thompson on Latimer. Switch over to Armando Miller. They're going to call a foul on the floor. I think they're going to call that on Miller. If they do, that's his first. Yep. They have a media timeout. 3:51 left in this. Fort Lewis up by 14. Still playing really well, shooting 56% from the floor. Yep. 14 to 25, 3 of 7 from 3. 2 of 5 from the free throw line, which is nowhere near their average. They usually shoot 75% from the line, which is number 3 in the conference. Number 2 in offensive rebounds, 12 offensive rebounds a game. Their big scorer, Josh Robinson, number 22, he didn't even start tonight. He averages 15.4 per game.
Well, the good thing is, what you always like to see and have a feel of is it feels easier for us.
Yes.
Right? Like when we're scoring, it's not like we're just grinding for like to make a contested shot.
Like they are.
Correct.
They have to fight
right,
for
and
every
that's
point.
always a good, no matter what, even if it's a closer game, like that'll end up revealing itself more.
Yeah.
Like if you just keep doing what you're doing, like that separation will happen even more.
Well, nice double screen there for a 3-point shot.
Why did I say that?
By Peterson.
Open three.
Open three. Open three.
Yeah, that was a good out-of-bounds play.
That was a great out-of-bounds play.
Good design.
That was a wild pass by Obi.
Right.
11-point lead.
So this is where you're like, okay, you can't have a letdown.
Right.
You got to keep, right, you got screened. They ran a double screen on that backside block for an open three, and then you come down, turn it over, give it right back to them. This is where you got to make them. You're doing a great job, and they're having a hard time. They're earning everything. Like, make them do that, but don't just give them free opportunities.
Oh, that's going to be another foul on Miller. It's going to be his second. Whitaker to come in for Miller. And again, they're just interchangeable parts here.
Yep.
Mondo Miller from transfer from CU, who got completely thrashed against Arizona, which I know makes you happy.
Yeah, we talk about that all you want.
CU's a good team. Beat a tough Oregon team. Oregon hadn't lost in conference play until they played CU.
I was rooting for CU last night.
I bet.
Lost to Arizona State, though.
Yes.
Which,
shouldn't have.
Yeah, can't be doing that.
9-point lead. It was 19 at one time. And then we talked about this. Fort Lewis gets out these big leads and then sort of loses some focus or something.
Right.
Fouls on number 10, Taylor. It's going to be his first. Robinson checks in for Nunez. Malik Whitaker on the line. On the season, 78% free throw shooter. They have 8 fouls, so we're in the bonus. Misses the first of the 1-on-1. Fort Lewis having a dismal night at the line so far, 2 of 6. Wow. Seems like there's a foul on every play. Now, this is like watching the NBA for a second, right? Going to call that on
the
Thompson.
rebound?
Yeah.
That backside rebound?
Yep. Fort Lewis with 8 fouls, so they are now in the bonus. 1-1. See if they can convert. On the season as a team, 72% from the line. Garbra in. Thompson out. Lots of speed on the court for Fort Lewis right now. Misses on that shot. Braden Carter with the rebound. Ooh, I thought that was going to be a step back three right there. That's a big mismatch right there. We call it on the floor. That's going to be on Phipps. It's going to be his second. Braden Carter, 74% free throw shooter. They got to sink these free throws, just 2 of 6, averaging 75%.
Yeah, you know, this is, it's almost like a turnover.
Yeah.
Just wasted possession, nothing to show. Important.
Misses out. 2 of 7 from the line for Fort Lewis.
Is there 3 1-to-1s that they've missed?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's 3 turnovers.
Right. You know, I've never looked at it that way, but that's a great analogy. Ball up top Patterson against Kinsler. Double there. A little bit of a push off, but misses that shot. Braden Carter with the rebound. Obi Agbin brings the ball up the court. Over to Garbra. Kinsler hits a three, in and out. Rebound by Carter. That I thought he's gonna dunk it. Nice shot there by Latimer. That was a good looking shot. Lead down to 9. 19 at one point. 8:05 in the first period. It's a nice steal, good transition there.
Well, that was a great, recovery on that. That was a tough catch.
Yeah, it was. That's the first real speed that we've seen out of them in the transition.
Oh.
Now, they're going to call Carter on the offensive foul there. Good defensive position by Robinson. Sekou Dembele in for Carter. Slowly chipping away at the lead here, down by 7. 57 seconds left in the first half. Jalen Patterson with the ball up against Kinsler.
Oh.
Wild shot there. He wasn't looking for a foul, but
yeah, he was.
No foul there, I didn't think.
No, I think he initiated the contact into the post.
Junior Garbra with a good score down low. They break the seal on that because it's been dry for a while for Fort Lewis. Lead back up to 9. Way off on that shot. Kinsler with the rebound. 4 seconds left. 3. Oh, no foul? Okay, I was going to say, I thought that was clearly a foul on the shot. 3-point play opportunity. It's going to be on number 23, Patterson. It's going to be his second foul, I believe. Yep. Kinsler gets 3 shots right as the buzzer goes off. Samir Kinsler, 19 of 27, coming into tonight's game, 70%. I don't know, did you think that was a foul? I thought he had it. I thought he hit him on the arm. You can say it, it's okay.
I don't.
Really? Okay.
I think he now I say that, but he shouldn't have. It looked worse, because I think the shooter he kicked his legs out. Sold it.
Okay.
And you don't want to, at the end of the half on the three-pointer, be so close that it looks like it could have been.
Okay.
I think he actually tipped the ball.
Okay.
But I don't blame the ref for calling it. I mean, you saw it, and I was like, it's almost like, yeah, go ahead and call it because it's kind of a dumb foul or a dumb play defensively.
Now, yeah.
Don't go challenge some guy that's just chucking up a
right
3-point heave.
2 seconds left.
Yeah,
so here's the
probably
question.
not going in. Maybe get lucky and it's a bank in.
Yeah.
But it's a very low percentage shot. And you went and you gave the referee an opportunity to call a foul.
So that was with 2 seconds left, right? The shot was with 2 seconds.
Well,
so if they overturn this, they're going to have to put 2 seconds back on the clock.
Yes.
They're going to call. They're going to call this a foul.
They're going to call it a foul. Yeah. The funny part is the guy, a Chadron player that shot their 3, fell for the oldest trick in the book, our student section, started counting down 5, 4, 3, and the guy really thought it was that, and he actually took a shot with like 8 seconds left.
So that could have been totally avoided.
Oh yeah, well, did you see their coaches were furious at that player? Because
Yeah,
you gave Fort Lewis the opportunity
Right.
to come down and for that to happen. That should have never have happened because you take the last shot.
Right.
You don't golden rule. You have last shot, last possession. You do not shoot a shot with 8 seconds left. You're just asking for the other team to come down and score.
Well, right now, 1.8 on the clock. Kinsler at the line, 70% free throw shooter. He's going to get 3. Hits the first one.
That's the second time our student section has done that. When you were gone. When I was with Bob, they
really?
did it. They got somebody. They got
way to go, student
men's
section.
players.
Second shot coming up for Kinsler. Hits that one. Fort Lewis extends the lead to 11. Number 10, Jared Taylor checks in. Pozanovic checks out. Kinsler with the third shot here for his 3 free throws. Hits all 3. That's money right there for Kinsler. Going to call a timeout. I think Coach Petrek called that timeout. Coach timeout. 30-second timeout. Thompson checks in for sure. So you're going to want to contest this ball. Do you contest the inbound pass with somebody, or do you just contest the players that are going to receive the pass? I would put somebody on the
you don't want them to just have an easy first pass, but what you're trying to do is just you're trying to get them to catch it as far back as possible. Don't guard somebody like this.
As close to the baseline.
Close to the baseline as possible.
Yeah.
You don't want to give up, so they'll probably play some sort of full court here. Keep everyone in front of you. Don't give up a long pass.
And then you're going to want somebody, I would imagine, close to the free throw line in case there is a long pass, or no?
Yeah, well, here, like they're setting up, just keep right here, let everyone have them catch it in the backcourt here. That's like your goal.
Oh, that's almost a steal.
Yeah.
Kinsler with a great play there.
But keep them in front so you're close enough on a long pass, you're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to jump in front, get a deflection or a steal. If they catch it far in their backcourt, they don't have time to really do anything with it anyways.
Now Fort Lewis goes up 40-28 at the end of the first half on 37.5% shooting from 3, 57% from the field. 16-28. Chadron's actually taken more shots than us. They just haven't had any drops. So we're going to take a timeout for the halftime. We'll be back after this on the Skyhawks Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody, to the second half. Fort Lewis up 40-28. Statistics, Fort Lewis shooting 57% from the field, 16 of 28, 3 of 8 from 3, and 5 of 10 from the free throw line. They have 8 turnovers. Surprisingly, it seems like it's more than that or less than that. And Chadron, they say, only has 5 turnovers, which that doesn't seem quite right. Fort Lewis with the ball in the second half. Miller, J.R. Jones, Junior Garbra, Sekou Dembele, and Whitaker on the floor. Same starting 5. And it looks like Chadron's going to a zone. Yeah. Easy inlet pass there to Miller. He wanted the foul. Fort Lewis up 14.
I don't mind that little. I mean, it didn't work out, so you're like, oh man, why do we do that? But it was a good little wrinkle to start the half.
Well, we talked about that, trying to change things up.
Make them guess. What are we in?
Short on that. Junior Garbra with the pass over to Miller. He drives. He got mugged. Literally with the guy's hand over his neck. Back out to Miller, Garbra, and Jones. Three-pointer by Miller. No good on that shot. Miller 3 of 5 from the field before that shot, 6 points.
Well, that's probably why they win zone.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the shot you want against the zone, contested 3. But we talked in the first half that them having trouble containing penetration.
Nice
so
3-point shot there.
So
by
they came
Latimer.
out saying, all right, we're going to play zone, make them make threes.
Yeah.
Instead of just getting into the heart.
And Fort Lewis, not a great three-point shooting team.
Right. They're switching it up, so looks like off a make, man, maybe off a miss zone.
Oh boy, that's a tough call there. Travel on Sekou Dembele. Gonna have a substitution. Number 22, Robinson, in for Jenkins. And Pazanovic is in for Phipps for Chadron. Latimer with the ball against Junior Garbra, double team by Miller.
We stopped scoring in the second quarter, so we didn't get to see the pressure as much.
Right.
It was like that's the first time we've kind of watched them have to handle full court press.
Going to call foul on that. I think they're going to call that on Jared Taylor. Yep, that's going to be his second. It's going to be a shooting foul, so Jones will go to the line.
Just feels like it's more an 11-point game.
Doesn't it? And that's
which is dangerous.
That's just what I was going to say. That's scary.
If you give up a 7-0 run, all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, what
happened?
What's going on? But the whole thing feels like it's more, and it's kind of a weird dynamic right now. I think the crowd kind of is waiting to.
Yeah, if they get on a run, this place is going to go crazy.
Yeah, because it started, and the crowd was ready to just have a good time.
Yeah.
And then it's been kind of subdued. And
Jones hits both free throws. 13-point lead, 17:47 left in the second half. Taylor against Miller. Ooh. They're going to call that on Miller, or are they going to call that on Garbra?
Yeah.
It's going to be on Miller. That's going to be his third. That's going to be a quick substitution. Obi Agbin in for Armando Miller. Certainly no drop-off in scoring in that exchange. Latimer with the kick out to number 23. Peterson knocks down the three-pointer. Not down to single digits yet, but they keep flirting with single digits. They're going to call Sekou Dembele with the offensive foul there. You don't see him lose his temper very often. It looked like that was a little frustration there.
But the guy, he beat him to that spot.
Right.
Like he had position. And
Plazanovic with the one that got the foul on that. Sekou fouled him.
better by Chadron.
They're going to call a block on that.
Yeah.
I think he's in the restricted area. Lead down to 8. Can cut it to 7. And Chadron.
But that was better by Chadron. That was
yeah.
like in control, multiple passes, penetrate kick. Got the defense having to scramble. One more led to another drive. Like that was, credit. That
right.
4 or 5 passes and ended up with an air one. Which they weren't doing early. It was ISO, try to make a play.
Right.
Right, come down, one pass, ISO, try to make a play. That one, 4 or 5 people touched the ball.
Lead down to 7. A G checks in for Chadron, and they're a good team. They came in 4th in the conference. I mean, this is not a
that's why I was
slacking
surprised
team.
at the beginning. I couldn't believe the affects that they had.
You're right. Right.
Because you're like, wait, you're a good team, and you're in the race, and you're, you have stuff to play for.
Yes.
And it was crazy that the affect that they had. So credit to them of kind of getting back in this.
Steal there by Plazanovic against Braden Carter. Cut the lead down to 5. There it is. Oh. They're looking for a foul. Latimer was looking for a foul.
He did. He got fouled, led to an assist.
Yeah.
He was going to take a bad shot and miss. The foul actually helped him and it was a good pass.
Out to Junior Garbra. He drives. They're going to call that on the floor, I think. It's going to be on Robinson. It's going to be his second, I think.
It'll be. Wow, it's flipped. Like Fort Lewis, now we're doing the ISO.
Right.
We're one pass, ISO, make a play.
And this is sort of what's been
like
the
4
pattern.
Or 5 possessions in a row.
Right. I mean, this is what I was talking about earlier. It's like, oh no, missed by Obi Agbin there. Plazanovic with the rebound.
Boy, he's getting fouled 5 times over.
Well, that looked like back. Yeah, they're going to call over and back on that. Turnover. It's just hard to believe it. They only have 6 turnovers, the way the game started. They're down by 19, 27 or 26 to 7 at 8:05 in the first period, in the first half. Nice drive by Obi Agbin. Use the high screen at the free throw line to take the ball to the basket. A G over to Patterson. Oh. Is that your daughter down there that almost took it in the melon?
Did you? In the blue shirt?
Yeah.
Nope.
No? Well, that little girl almost got hit right in the head with the pass, wild pass on that by Plazanovic. Fort Lewis up by 7. How important is it? I mean, sort of a dumb question, but big possession here, it feels like, for Fort Lewis to score. They haven't been shooting 2 of 4. They've only had 4 shots. They've been doubled up. Chadron's had 8 shots in the second half. Shooting 4 of 8. Fort Lewis just 2 of 4.
Yeah, I'd like to see us even, make or miss. Get back to multiple passes. Like, let people, that's when we're at our best. Because we have so many players that can score. So let the defense, have to worry about everybody and moving and covering. It's easier when you just get to be set at help side and, you know, like dig or recover because there's no movement. You're just watching one guy try to go one-on-one.
Yeah, it's really not their game.
Sometimes when you're not their game.
Right.
Works if you just have better players. Right, but it's not something that you just want to rely on, is a player having to make a play every time. Like,
right.
So if we can score off an assist, it'd be great at this point. Like, that's what, hopefully we should be looking for.
Well, Fort Lewis is going to get the ball. J.R. Jones, Obi Agban in the backcourt. Jones with the ball front court. Robinson over to Agban. He's going to look for three. Off a mark on that 3-point, just a little bit short. Patterson against Jones, almost a steal by Agban. Good rebound by Whitaker as he pushes the ball forward over to Agban. Over to Jones, and good from three. Nice shot there. Much needed three-pointer by Fort Lewis. Oh, that's an offensive foul. Clearly, Nunez just dropped his shoulder into J.R. Jones.
Yeah, not much arguing. I mean, you did it right in front of the whole.
Yeah, everybody.
The whole place.
Yeah, I mean, like those two were the only two in the back court.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The spotlight was on.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you didn't have to sell that call.
Right.
Junior Garbra over to Jones. Whitaker looks to drive. Oh, that was another push. Got away with it there. There's another offensive rebound or offensive foul. That's on Bryce Latimer. And I think what they're doing is they called it because he dropped his shoulder down. That would have been.
That one, no. Because you're allowing a lot of hand checking and everything on rebounds.
Yeah.
So now players, right, like they're trying to be a little bit more physical, or else it's going to be a turnover. The first one, plain as day. That one, like him getting into him, and that was kind of flop. Like, that one.
Well, it's to our favor. So Fort Lewis up by 10. That's almost a steal there. They're going to call it jump ball. It's going to be Chadron's possession. Whitaker just reached over the top of Patterson and grabbed the ball. It's not really advisable for shorter players to put the ball over their head when there's a taller guy covering it, right? Kinsler in for Junior Garbra. Jones out. Braden Carter in for Fort Lewis. Latimer to inbounds the ball to Patterson. Oh, I take that back. That was a push there, he thought, by Whitaker on John Jenkins. Latimer on Jones. Over to Jenkins. Jenkins to Patterson. Way short on that. Had to get the ball up in the air, and they were not aware of the shot clock. And that was a 20-foot shot, or 20-foot shot on a 23-foot basket. Crowd yelling, take him out. Oh, boy, it's getting physical down there.
It is.
Off on that shot. That was Dalton Peterson, hit the deck on that. Braden Carter with the rebound. There's another foul, and that's going to be on Phipps. It's going to be, I believe that's their 6th foul already. 16 fouls. Next one for Lewis in the bonus. We're at 13-28 in the second half. That's huge. 12-point lead. Braden Carter at the line. On the season, Braden Carter, 74% shooter, hit that one. Started out 5 for 10 in the first half for free throws. Second half so far 3 of 3. And of course we missed that. And that nice play by Whitaker. That's off, but rebound by Carter with the stuff. I like it when players chase down their own shot, right?
Yep.
Peterson out to Patterson. Peterson to Patterson. It's like a law firm.
They really have to. Well, smartly called it. Oh boy, they're
nice rebound. We call foul on the floor. It's going to be on Braden Carter. Yep. Braden Carter, that's his second foul. Isaiah Thompson, Malik Whitaker in for Fort Lewis. Latimer with the ball underneath. Out to Patterson. Takes a three-point shot, knocks it down, nothing but net. 12-point lead by Fort Lewis. Peterson on Agbin. Oh, what a pass. That was a sweet pass.
Great cut. Yep.
Great cut, underhand little shovel pass. Way off on that shot. 2-on-3 fast break. Three-point shot, good. Kinsler embellishing that shot a little bit.
All the ways it's going, it's about to open up again because they're back to just trying to make a play. It's a good drive. But
good drive, bad execution. It's going to be a foul. I think that's going to be on, what they call that on? Kinsler. Kinsler, 2 fouls. Fort Lewis up by 17. Just a few minutes ago, we were talking a 7-point lead. Fort Lewis seemed out of sorts.
got really helter-skelter.
Yeah.
Which kind of helped us.
Yeah.
Again, being at home, once you get, there was some frustration, a lot of fouls, not called, both, and it was like, it kind of took, I think, Chadron out of momentum that they had going. Got frustrated, and we hit a few shots.
Well, when you have really good athletes that can cover so much court,
right?
Some of that chaos sort of gets them going, right?
Yeah.
Fort Lewis just needs to keep up the pressure. Good production from this set of players on the court. Leading scorer tonight, Junior Garbra with 14. Followed up by J.R. Jones, 9. Carter with 7. Miller with 6. Agbin with 9. 9 points, 18 minutes for Obi Agbin. Malik Whitaker with the most minutes on the court tonight, 21 for Fort Lewis. Pazanovich at the line. On the season, 52% free throw shooter. Of course, he knocks that down. That was the opposite of the jinx.
He can miss this one.
Yeah,
you're just
yeah,
fine.
that's true. Right at his average.
Yeah.
16-point lead.
There you go.
There you go.
You
See,
called it. Well, you're just speaking the truth, right?
There you go. Whitaker over to Jones. Out to Obi Agbin, 3-pointer, good. Obi, 5 of 9 on the shots tonight. 2 of 3 from 3, double team in the corner. Gonna call a foul, they're gonna be on Thompson. certain.
We're going to see a few of those. They got so helter-skelter and out of control that, you got to reel it back in a little bit.
Yeah.
So the double teams, you're going to have to be really clean. They have to reel it back some.
John Jenkins in for Chadron against Thompson. Boy, some people, I'm not going to say anything.
But you are?
No, I'm not. Jenkins
Did
on
Bobby
this.
Hurley do that last night from ASU?
I didn't see it.
Sat down, came in steaming hot, press conference. I'm not going to say what I want to say. And then proceeded to
Say what he was. Yeah.
He still held back some, but.
He was a great player for Duke, Bobby Hurley. Whitaker with
with
2.
the bad guys now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, bad guys if you're a Wildcat fan.
Right.
Scramble on the court out to Latimer. Dribbles under the basket out to Jenkins. To Patterson. Against Obi Agbin. Spin move out to Latimer for easy layup. J.R. Jones got beat on that drive. Down low to Thompson. Sort of a mismatch there.
Big mismatch.
No foul on that. Petrick wants a timeout. Fort Lewis up by 20.
Yeah.
I looked up, I'm like, 20. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. They were up by 17, right? But it seemed like it was closer than that. So in the first half, it was like, boy, it seems like it should be more.
Right.
Yeah, Fort Lewis up by 20, 10:31 left. Let's go over some standings here. Of course, right now, Colorado Mesa in first place, 9-0, winners of 5 in a row. Fort Lewis 8-1. Colorado School of Mines have won 10 in a row. They're in third place. That's a big, big matchup in 2 weeks here at Whalen.
Yep.
Chadron
do we have to go back there, or is that one of the games where we're...
I think it's one of the games. We don't
just
get
one
Mesa
time?
here.
We
I
don't
know
get
that.
Mesa here,
No.
but do we get...
I'm not sure we go to Mines or not.
That's
I
what
can
I'm saying,
check real
yeah,
quick.
that's
Let's see. So here. Yeah, the last game of the season, we go to Mines. That'll be, hopefully that won't be a need to game. Chadron followed by Black Hills State. Fort Lewis beat Black Hills State last weekend. That was a tough road trip. 4 games on the road against really tough competition.
I mean, from what, just from watching, from what I've seen, I mean, it's pretty clear the top 3.
Yeah.
And then there's just everybody else.
Yeah. It's like top tiers, sort of second tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, the top tier is clearly Mesa, Fort Lewis, and Colorado School of Mines. Off on that shot, nice rebound. Over to Latimer, he drives, wild shot. He's going to get the foul though. Let's see who they call that on. Bet it's on Jones. Yep. Team fouls on Fort Lewis, 6 fouls for Chadron. 11 turnovers for Fort Lewis, 10, it's starting to even out a little bit. 10 turnovers for Chadron. Hits the first free throw. Latimer with 12 points on the night, led by Peterson with 15. Nobody else even close. Fort Lewis, Garbra with 14, Agbin with 12. Pretty balanced scoring. The only player that has not scored that has gotten into the game for Fort Lewis is Hurdle, and he's only played 3 minutes. Oh boy. Oh no, they're not going to call that.
On the ground.
Call that on the floor. That was a sweet shot. I like Whitaker. He's really smooth on his release and looks always. He's got great body control and awareness.
Yeah, he's a tough guard because you're probably going to guard him the other team's 4-player.
Yeah.
Like in that, he can't. He's better. It's a tough guard for those players on the perimeter and on his drives.
Misses the free throw. Fort Lewis up by 18. Wow. Another foul on Jones. This is going to be his second. A lot of whistles in certain situations.
Yeah, but you got to now.
Yeah?
Both teams tested the limits of fouling on drives. Like you said, like a couple times down there, they just two-arm chucked.
Yeah.
Our guy trying to drive, and we've done the same. And it's
right.
like,
I guess for me, it's
you got to call it at some point because you're like, if you don't, you're just throwing every rule of emphasis out the window.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's one of those things where if you let it go early and then you try to reel it back in.
Oh, yeah, it happened. Yep.
Nice three-pointer there by Obi Agman, but it's like the players have problems.
No, they got in the mind like, okay, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can't touch the guy?
Correct.
Almost a turnover there by Patterson. Almost another turnover by Taylor over to Patterson. A lot of one-on-one play like you said earlier, Jason. We're going to call offensive foul on that one. I think that was on Taylor.
Yeah, it was on the handoff.
Oh, they're going to call that on Patterson.
It was off the screen, legal screen on the handoff.
Okay.
He pitched it, he drove, kicked, and then he went into the defender.
Agban over to Jones. Whitaker looked for the shot there. Did not take it, kicked it back out to Obi Agban, who takes a three off the heel of the rim. That's a wild shot there. Try to go coast to coast. Whew. But
it's one of those where you just let him, just don't foul that.
Right.
He's taking a terrible shot.
Right.
Don't body him.
Yeah.
and let the ref bail him out with a call.
Yeah.
I think it was the right call. It just once somebody he was with him full court. The guy's out of control and he's not going to the glass. He was going to have to take a 5-foot out of control runner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's he wasn't going to just shoot a layup. Let him
do it.
Yeah.
Well, he misses both, so the basketball gods were talking there. But like you said in the first game, the women won. That's like a turnover.
Sure.
They didn't score.
It is. Yeah.
Over to Garbra. He drives. Hangs in the air. Oh, almost gets an and one. Foul by Robinson. Great body control there by Junior Garbra. Chance to go up by 21 if he makes both of these. Largest lead was 19. Now it's 20, 66-46. They come in averaging, get this, averaging 83 points a game.
I can see them being a good home team.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of the pace and it's kind of frenetic and one-on-one, the comfort zone of being at home and having your crowd and getting momentum. I could see that.
Well, they're not going to hit that tonight.
No.
Not even close. They're at 50. We're under halfway in the second period. 20-point lead by Fort Lewis, who comes in averaging 85. They might have a hard time hitting 85. Long three-pointer there by Patterson knocks it down, 17-point lead. Jones with the ball up court, over to Garbra, over to Kinsler, down to Sekou Dembele, and they're going to call a foul on the floor. That'll put Fort Lewis in the double bonus. That foul is on number 24, a G.
The other thing is I'm trying to look, I don't know, like their schedule-wise, like the teams they played, we're probably a lot deeper.
Oh, yeah.
Than most of the teams they play, right? So that this pace and everything, like, it hasn't bothered us because we're like, oh, you know, we're good. We'll just play. We're going 10 deep.
Yeah, right.
So we can do this all day long.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like, because we can, like, we got subs coming we're not.
We got altitude.
We got altitude. We're not getting worn down. Whereas, you know, them, like, other teams they may have played, like, could have wore some teams down second half and they're putting up points. You know, we're still pretty fresh leg defensively.
Yeah.
So we're continuing to make things hard for them, and they're taking really tough shots.
Well, and that's usually why Fort Lewis pulls away at the end of the game, is because they have this fluid substitution pattern with 10 players.
Yeah.
I mean, how many?
Right.
That's a luxury.
So you can play hard defensively in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You're not tired. Whereas if you were playing 35 minutes and you're having to exert energy on the offensive end as well, right, and trying to score,
right.
You're not a very deep team. You know, like those scores, like those drives that they're doing, they probably are normally getting layups and open shots. And tonight they're not getting what they're probably used to because we're pretty fresh defensively.
Sekou Dembele, 77% free throw shooter on the season. Yeah, I mean, that Bob and I talk about this. It's like the spoil of the riches, right? I mean, it's just like constant. You know, you substitute Garbra with Kinsler or Jones or Whitaker or Obi.
Yeah.
Nice shot by Dembele. Plenty of time left in this one, but it's not looking real good right now for Chadron. 18, 19-point lead. Armando Miller checks in. Whitaker out. I found it interesting that they got away from their normal starting rotation of 5. Like Obi not starting, and Braden Carter doesn't start, but that was interesting to me. It seemed to work. Clearly it worked.
Yeah, it could have been, you know, on the road, you things are a little bit harder, and I know we were in some closer games. And it could have just been the fact that you realize maybe your unit coming in off the bench didn't provide as much firepower, and you're trying to, since you're 9 deep, you know, like you're trying to even out so that all times on the court or during the game, your substitution pattern, you're not going into the lulls that
is any of it looking towards tomorrow's game too? I mean,
no, I think no, because the minutes are minutes.
Okay.
You know, like whether if you play 20 minutes and you started, or you play 20 minutes and you
came off the bench,
you were the sixth man. Like minutes are minutes. I just think it's probably more of how can we never have a drop off.
Okay.
Right, like you bring an Obi in as the sixth man.
Right.
Like NBA happens all the time.
Right.
You bring a punch, like, you know, NBA teams are looking for that sixth man of the year to come in, and that sixth man is getting starter minutes.
Wow.
But they're coming in with a punch. Like Obi, he's coming in the game, and you might be getting better, right, than who you just subbed out. And you're typically coming in, you know, like you start getting in the rotation of other teams bringing in their bench players, and all of a sudden you got your starters and their bench, so it's.
Interesting perspective on that. 3-point miss there by Garbra. It was a good shot by Robinson in the last possession. Cut it to 15. There's going to be a foul. That's going to be on Garbra. Be his first. All other 4 players on the court have 3 fouls for Fort Lewis. Nobody with 4 fouls. All the fouls that have been called. 21, 37 fouls called between the 2 teams tonight. Nobody with 4 fouls.
Yeah, the way both teams played, this is a hard game for an official. There were 37 foul calls, but there was 70 fouls.
Yeah, yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes.
Good on the second.
It's the Nick Saban philosophy of DBs. Like, we're going to just test. We're going to probably have a holding or a pass interference every snap. But you're not going to call it every time. Like, we're going to be uber aggressive.
Junior Garbra short on that drive. Little scoop shot there. Ooh, almost a steal by Carter. Over to Peterson. In and out. Jones with the rebound. Pushes it up court to Miller. To Carter. Oh, loses the handle. Still puts it in.
He lost the handle. He wanted to dunk it so bad.
Yeah.
The first one.
3-on-2 by Chadron. Up and in by number 22, Josh Robinson. At this point, Fort Lewis would be good to just exchange baskets, right? They're up by 13. Run some time off the clock. Miller on the drive, pushed by Peterson out to Garbra. He drives out to Obi, 3-pointer, good. Coach Pavin is just shaking his head. We got to get more. That was pretty uncontested shot there.
Yeah.
Coach Pavin not real thrilled with that effort, I don't think. Puts Fort Lewis up by 16. Largest lead was 20, 70-50 at 8:23 in the second half. They've never led in this game. Fort Lewis led the entire time. Got out that huge lead right off the bat. We looked at each other and we're like, uh-oh.
Right.
This is going to be really ugly. And then they got back into it, you know. They cut it to 7 in the second half. And Fort Lewis, like you commented, we're playing more one-on-one basketball, not passing. And got back into that, and Chadron reverted back to that one-on-one basketball.
Yeah, they kept going, like, whoever one's going to do that the longest. You know, we got into that, but then we got out. Like, that last possession, perfect example. Like, 5-6 passes, penetrate, kick, wide open 3. You know, everyone felt a part of it.
Jenkins into Latimer. Back to Jenkins. Over to Robinson, guarded by Jones. Nice spin move, short. Braden. Oh, what a play. That was an amazing play. J.R. Jones was on his back.
What's going to happen here now?
Wild shot there. Tried to tip in. Foul, no good. And then the putback by Robinson cuts the lead to 14, 5:08 left. Miller on the drive against Jenkins. Out to Obi, uncontested 3, good. You think, I don't know, it's conjecture on my part, but you leave a guy who's the leading scorer wide open like that with nobody on him. You're just asking for trouble.
The two generals were arguing with each other at the free throw line. They were literally arguing about who should have him.
Somebody.
And they just waited, and then he hit the three, and they're like, "Oh, you see?"
I told you.
I don't-
Obi on the drive. Latimer just literally let him go. Oh, that's an over the top there, Jenkins. Miller, it's going to put him at the line.
I wish we had video replay.
We used to.
Just so we could see that again.
Mondo Miller, 62% free throw shooter. On the night, 6 points. 0 of 2 from the free throw line. Those came early in the contest. First one up and no good. That was a brick. Off the heel of the rim. Patterson back in along with a G. Finally hits one of 4 for Miller, 16-point lead. Plenty of time. A G with the ball over to Phipps. Misses that. J.R. Jones with the one-handed rebound over to Garbra. Fort Lewis looking for Carter down low.
Yeah,
Garbra,
inside.
oh, almost a three-point play there. Garbra draws the foul on a G. That's his second foul. Media timeout, 3:37 left. Fort Lewis up by 16. Again, the largest lead was 20. That's 70 to 50 at 8:23 in the second period. Fort Lewis shooting 57% from the field. 30 of 53. They're 9 of 20 from three. %. They come in on the season shooting 35% from three. Crowd's starting to clear a little bit. That's okay. Okay, see ya. Dave Hagan walking out with Robert Shanks, former cycling director. 24 national championships in cycling for the Skyhawks. 24.
Is that good?
That's okay. And that's Division I. Competed at Division I level. 70 professional cyclists have come out of the program. Over 70.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Junior Garbra at the line, trying to extend that 16-point lead. Garbra, 82% free throw shooter. Tonight, 3 of 5, 3 of 6. I got to quit doing that. I got to wait until he shoots. I will not say a word on this one.
Well, the damage is done.
The damage is done.
Yeah.
There we go. He hits the second, 17-point lead. A G with the ball against Junior Garbra. Almost a double team. There's almost a steal. A new player in Scalfani for Chadron. Oh, well, that's going to be a foul on Miller. That's his fourth. That's an illegal block. Illegal block. Illegal screen. What the heck am I thinking?
It was a blocking foul.
Blocking foul. Yeah, that was not it. That was an
Just trying to
illegal
help
screen.
you.
Yeah, thanks. A G with the move against Whitaker. No good. Knocked out of the hands of J.R. Jones. Long shot there. Miss. up again to make it. Number 20, Phipps. 13-point lead, 2:44 left. Ooh, Obi could have, I think Obi could have driven on that possession. Back out to Garbra.
I think he was trying to kill a little clock.
Braden Carter down low.
Oh.
It's going to be a foul, and that's another new player on the court, number 15, Harris. Malachi Harris from Yuba City, California. 6'6" junior. Braden Carter at the line. 74% shooter. I did it again. He made it that time. Back here tomorrow night. Earlier start tomorrow night by an hour. Women's start at 4. It's going to be Colorado Christian University. 6 o'clock men's start, 4 o'clock women's start. A G up against Braden Carter. No good. Rebound, Obi Agden. Colorado Christian comes in 3 and 6. That's one that they should put away easy.
Yeah.
16-point lead. On the women's side, big win for them tonight. Colorado Christian comes in tomorrow. As of right now, they are 6 and 4. Fort Lewis 6 and 4. So half a game difference.
Yeah.
Big game tomorrow. Rebound by Jones on the miss by Patterson. Peterson, that's it. Out to Obi Agman, just taking some time off the clock. 16-point lead. 15 on the clock. Punch out there by number 3, Sclafani. Malik Whitaker will take the ball out of bounds. Big game next Friday night. Off on that 3-point shot. Mesa. Battle of the Titans next week, right? That's going to be for basically for first place. Way off on that shot. Student section will give them a little bit of a ribbon on that air ball. I always love the air ball deal, right? Hurdle getting ready to check in. Kinsler, Thompson getting ready to check in. I just don't know. It's hard to tell how good Mesa is.
Right.
On paper. You just don't know.
Sure.
I mean, it looks like they haven't, a lot of teams you thought they'd blow, they didn't blow out. I mean, they keep winning.
Right.
But they've been lucky a couple, and Fort Lewis has had a couple of lucky wins, quite frankly. So it's going to be a good game up in Grand Junction. Fort Lewis needed to come out of here with a win.
Yeah, I mean,
good
two
team.
game. Yeah, this was. I know Chadron was, fourth, or whatever, but there's a big gap.
There's a big gap
between the two, like we said. So take care of this, and it's a game tomorrow that you should similarly win handily. Like always hard to say or do, but always not too difficult if you're that much better.
Don't know what this is about, but yeah, I mean,
so take care of business. Your depth, let it work again tomorrow, and Get ready for, it's only one game next week. Is it a single? Or do we
it's a
do Mesa Westminster?
I think it's a single, if I remember. I'll check real quick. Yeah, no, it's Mesa Westminster. Westminster not having a good year this year.
Yeah.
11 seconds, it's going to be over. Fort Lewis wins by 16. And it really wasn't that close. I mean, I felt like no, I felt like Fort Lewis was in control of the game the entire time.
Yep,
so
win.
Big win for Fort Lewis, 88-72. And leading scorer, Junior Garbra with, no, I take that back. Obi Agbin with 21 on 8 of 14. Junior Garbra with 20. 6 of 9 from the floor, 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Their leading scorer, 18 for Peterson, 14 for Robinson, and Fort Lewis going to walk away with a win. Keep them in second place. And early start tomorrow, women at 4 and men at 6. Closing thoughts?
No, I just, depth and pressure again, just made Chadron be really frenetic.
Yeah.
And things never came easy for him. And so, like that, been the recipe for a lot of wins, especially at home. Just teams being really uncomfortable and getting out of sorts. Maybe playing faster than they can, it speeds them up and leads to bad shots and all that. So again, good effort from a lot of people and did exactly what you needed to do. Came home, big double-digit win, and you go into tomorrow.
Yeah, well, thank you to Gabby for production tonight. Sorry we had some issues. And thanks to Jason for joining me. He'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And
at least the women's game.
At least the women's game.
We got got 2 big Kids Folly shows. Macy's dancing.
Oh, yeah. You got to do that.
2 o'clock, I'll be at the Kids Folly show, and then get here for 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we'll see, because she's back on at 7.
Oh, wow.
So
well, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
For Jason Flores, for Gabby, this is Rico Block. Fort Lewis walks away with a win, 88-72. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for tuning in. Go Skyhawks.